late in a lot of close games, and that's helped out Gary Gait and his crew.
And the opening faceoff is going to be won by Notre Dame, by Will Lynch. And we're underway here today. Number off the mark, going to be backed up by the orange here, putting it back in. Joey Spallina.
2 top 5 goalies in the country, both tall, both super experienced.
Notre Dame is only allowing 8.33 goals per game. That's the lowest in the nation. They've only played 6 games, so 50 total goals so far in the season throughout the first 6. Behind the back, count it. And Syracuse with Finn Thompson on the board first. Pretty play.
You attack this Irish defense from behind the net with cuts and crease movement. And this is just great energy by Thompson. He loops all the way around the crease. The defender is trailing him and loses leverage. And to increase his angle, he flips that over his shoulder.
Fires away wide to the left.
Man-to-man defense from Syracuse, but they were super packed in. I mean, their splits, it almost looked like a zone the way they packed it in. This is the second midfield for Notre Dame. It's been a productive group.
It's Riley Gray, and you called it, Quint, as he scores to tie the game.
This is an area of differentiation, I believe, for Notre Dame, and it'll show up in the ACC championship game in early May, and then maybe again in championship weekend. But to be able to go 2 midfields deep with guys who can get to the rack. Riley Gray last year, I believe, had 16 goals. A certain calmness. He's a grad student, good size, 6'4", 220. Feeling that Notre Dame can play at any pace, but they like to play fast. And depending how depending on how face-offs go, I would think Syracuse would want to play a little slow. Here, Will Marks got that clamped, and that's going to be goalie interference.
Chris Kavanaugh swings it over for Eric Dobson.
Good matchup for Dobson.
Gets a step, takes it right in, shoots, and the save made by Will Mark.
Big time stop by Mark. 6'4", 220. He's a bit of a flopper. At that time, he guessed right, and he went down. Dobson had a incredible size advantage in that matchup. Score unassisted goals today. Notre Dame will be slow to double team.
Ball knocked away. And it's going to be picked out by Entenmann.
And Mike, that time they got there with the double.
They're in the all green last time they played. The St. Patrick's Day. It was the day before. It was on March 16th. And the bye week. Riley Gray. 10 to shoot. Gets sandwiched, puts it in, and it is good. Gray scores again, and Notre Dame has the lead.
We sat down with Coach Corrigan 2 days ago. And it looked chilly in Notre Dame because he took our Zoom call at home in front of a fireplace. But he talked about during their bye week how the second midfield was a point of emphasis. And here is Riley Gray with 2 unassisted goals, both on wing dodges, and that ball does entirely cross the goal line. This is close, but right there it's underneath and in. And then it kicks out.
Look at the last goal scored by Riley Gray, Q.
Yeah, and the officials take a look at this during the break, which I like because this is awful close. Watch the ball bounce and then come up underneath the post. It hits the net on the way back down. Now, the fact that it hits the net is no indication whether it's a goal or not. Sometimes those nets will actually hang out onto the field of play. But I believe this replay will confirm that the entire ball right here crosses the goal line. And then
dump it in front. We welcome you into the game of the weekend here with number 1, Notre Dame, number 3, Syracuse, Arlada Stadium, and just like that, Ben Ramsey fires it through for the Irish. They now go up 3-1 with 6:04 to play in this first quarter.
The storyline so far this game, Notre Dame has been dominating the face-off. Second midfielder Riley Gray has 2 unassisted goals. And I mentioned this early offense. Ben Ramsey's a defensive midfielder with the green light to go. And he's just given a little too much space, a re-dodge right-handed. He actually hits a knee and is falling to the turf and beats Mark from mid-range. The Orange don't get much production out of a second midfield group, but let me tell you, their Poles, Sam Alexo and Billy Dwan have combined for 8 goals. Their Fogo, Mason Cone, has 5 goals.
It's a tough start, though, the face-off X for sure for Syracuse here. 0 for 5 to begin play. Luke Roa has it.
Again, score unassisted goals if you're Syracuse, or get the ball behind the net. This Notre Dame defense is going to be slow to double team.
You want to take as much time as you can, too. As you said earlier, Cuba, kind of trying to slow down this Notre Dame team, make them work defensively, but you got to keep it close.
Where are the matchups that Syracuse can win? And Liam Entenham kind of points to himself as if to say, I should have had that, because Jackson Birtwistle's shot was through a screen.
Birtwistle with his 11th goal of the season. Orange are within 1.
Watch the interference come in front of the goalie's face as this ball is released. He just never got a good view of it. Right there, Muley, 2 flashes right in front. Just enough that the ball goes between Muley and the goaltender.
So far this season, 9-2, Notre Dame 5-1. Under 3 to play in the first quarter. Bouncing on the way of that shot is Eric Dobson.
Gonna be orange ball. Should be orange ball.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to tell about Notre Dame. I look at all their stats and their record, and they're 5-1, but they opened the season with 2 tomato cans. So I throw those games out and then analyze the numbers.
Well, you got the common opponent in Maryland there, Quint, and they beat Maryland 14-9, and you had Syracuse falling to Maryland in overtime 13-12.
The Irish are small favorites in this game. Thought the total was grossly high.
What was the total?
I thought I saw 26.5. I'd be shocked
26.
if we got. I'd be shocked if we got that range.
Well, we've got 6 so far here in Syracuse, and Thompson ties it up at 3. Second for Finn Thompson today.
He's only a sophomore from Toronto. Really talented hand-eye coordination. Ross Bergmaster doesn't like this double team. He goes halfway. Indecision bugging me. You go halfway, you get burnt. You're either sticking to your man or you.
Season for Notre Dame.
They're shutting off.
2 minutes to play in the first.
They're pressing out. Top side of your screen.
A little tic-tac-toe there. Back over to Kavanaugh up top. Rocket shot. Dobson. Count it. Eric Dobson, the man up, and Notre Dame leads at 4-3.
Each guy has a star in their own role on this group. It's as strong an extra man unit as I've ever seen. That makes them 15 for 18 on the season. Syracuse uses their junkyard dogs. It's a group of 5 that they bring off the bench. All are backup defenders or midfielders. They've done a nice job killing off penalties, but again, pick your goals. You cannot foul this team.
That's a ridiculous percentage, as you said, Quint. 15 of 18 so far.
15 of 18. I've never seen anything even close to that, Mike. That's crazy.
No. And that's through just over 6 games.
And it's the same set that everybody knows is coming. Everyone that prepares for it, and yet they're 15 of 18.
And spinning around and getting in front, it's going to be Pat Kavanaugh, and he puts it through.
They can take a punch. They've just been relentless this year on the offensive side of the ball. There's no coasting speed. There's been very few shortages or droughts. Figueres struggles with this pick right there. Nice job by Kavanaugh to change speeds right before he got to the pick. I think Figueres wanted to switch. Look, he looks back.
The Irish can tack on another. We were tied at 3. 2 in a row from Dobson and Pat Kavanaugh. 13 seconds to go in the first. Dobson again. Pat Kavanaugh. 8 to go. Kavanaugh rolls back, shoots, he scores with 3 seconds to go in the first quarter. That's a backbreaker.
He's owned the orange. I asked Ryan Wellner, Irish assistant coach, I said, what's the temperature of the Kavanaugh brothers this week? He said, scorching. Left-handed, off the post, a high release to a low location. Watch this shot. This is a thing of beauty. And then he stares down the orange bench as if to say, hey, did you forget about me? I average 8 points per game against you guys. It's an offense that's extremely gifted in terms of stick handling, creativity, passing, shooting. They do not have explosive dodgers.
Well, they were able to generate it on the last goal, right? Q with Finn Thompson. And he got freed up. And now they come through and they score here on this one. That's a great job there by Luke Roa. It's cut it to a 2-goal game.
This is a really horrendous turnover by Notre Dame in the middle of the field. And then maybe to add to that, what's worse is the lack of urgency off the turnover. So ball goes down, change up. You got to make decisions right now to get back into the hole and check up. Rowe does a good job, pump and go. Watch how patient he is with a little twister at the end. Entenmann comes out to crush the angle right there, leaves his feet.
Second quarter. There's one, and the save from Entenmann that time, and Finn Thompson's offering. That's 2 saves now for Entenmann.
Yeah, Mike, I like the look. They set that pick top of the arc there, basically, and then slip it for a throwback. Everything was good except the shot location. It was a low release point to a low location, and shooting against the goalie of Liam's ability, that's just too easy.
Well, Thompson's already got 2 goals so far today, and he called it, though, and that one not quite with what they needed. Would have been a hat trick for him here. Would have made it a 1-goal game. Instead, Irish now with a 2-goal advantage. And the save by Mark. Couldn't get the cleanup, though. And it's put in by Devin McLean. And Notre Dame's up 7-4.
Wow, this shows you the difference. At one end, Entenmann's has great rebound control. This time, Mark just lets that one bounce off of his cross. You got to give this a little bit of half a cradle to keep that. They used to call that the Maxwell twist. Found every opportunity before the defense gets set up.
Second post shot that they've had here. Angrick here controls it now for Notre Dame. Chris Kavanaugh.
Covered by Billy Dwan III, the lefty. He's had a really strong season, 35 in orange. He covered Brennan O'Neill in the Syracuse 10-4 victory last week.
Angrick shoots, he scores, and Notre Dame is up 8-4 now, doubling up the orange.
So we talk Kavanaugh's until we're blue in the face, but you look at the midfield goals from Notre Dame today. Riley Gray's got a pair, and now Will Angrick. The power of a second midfield. Invert, set. Watch how slow this double team is. Angrick just beats him. Fakes top side. Nope, he keeps going top side, and there's no double team. He gets to his strong right hand. Will Angrick coming back from an ACL injury last starter to blast by his man and draw double teams. Muley doesn't have that speed. Spallina doesn't have that speed. Hiltz doesn't have that speed.
English.
So you're going to be slow to double team. You're going to pack it in and be slow to double team.
Oh, bouncer is through. Syracuse getting Michael Leo for their 5th goal of the day.
It's a nice job offensively. They just pounded until Notre Dame splits because of fatigue, got tighter and tighter and tighter to the goal. And if there are 3 guys that the Orange need to be able to dodge today, it's going to be Michael Leo, Luke Roa, and Sam English. Wing dodge underneath, switches back to his left hand, and his ability to clear right there gives him enough angle, and he beats Entenmann. They're going to come their way. They're going to turn it over a couple times. They're going to put the ball on the ground, but you know what? They're going to fight for it and get it back.
Yeah, I thought you had a great point when you mentioned it going to break there, Q, and it's 22-13, by the way, and ground balls in favor of Notre Dame, but You had said it because they were riding, they were knocking the ball away, 50 and 51. You said, be like those guys, and you're absolutely right, because they've also caused 9 turnovers, and then on the offensive end, on cue, Chris Kavanaugh puts it through, and it's a 9-5 game.
This is Chris from the right-handed wing, and this is a little bit of a sloppy, things go awry, let's say. Syracuse is going to challenge this goal. Pat Kavanaugh curls up left-handed and takes a shot. Ball squirts out. Shot clock looks like it's at 0 when that ball was released. If that in fact is synced up. The challenge is a shot clock violation by Notre Dame.
All right, there you go.
Right side of your screen, there you go. Ball has to be released. Oh, that goal is good.
I think he did, yeah.
That goal is good. Has to be released before the zeros, so no challenge, and the goal is good.
Yeah, great job, guys, on putting that together. It's 9-5 here. And, oh, off the face-off, Lynch. Will Lynch scores it. Four seconds.
The most improved Fogo that I've seen in the country this year. The emotional maturity to ride the waves of success and failure. Remember, he ran first midfield at Chaminade in Long Island, one of the nation's premier private Catholic schools, and so he's a real lacrosse player. He's become a Fogo in college. 50 looking for improvement here. They're looking, hey, let's do better in face-offs. Let's defend a little better. It's not like Notre Dame's defense is blowing me away here, Mike. Notre Dame's made some mistakes on defense.
But their offense, with 10, almost 11, the save there made by Will Mark.
It's a shot. Great help. Gonna have a
just underway
call
here in the third. Yeah, here come the flags.
Yeah, flags are down. This is a delayed offside call.
There was only one extra man opportunity in that first half, and Notre Dame capitalized on it because of the 3 face-off violations for Syracuse. Been a pretty clean game, really. In front, scored it, and Syracuse gets it with Sam English.
Crazy level of skill on this possession. There's a catch here, a subtle bounce pass. Watch his catch. Watch his catch. Right there. Jam it inside, handling traffic. These guys have crazy skill. Syracuse offensively, the hand-eye coordination, the pass.
English on the doorstep, 10-6.
See if the Orange
It's got to be on the defensive
winning.
end here.
Yeah, let's see if they can start winning some of these battles on ball first.
Face-offs are 14-4 in favor of Notre Dame here. Angrick. And a one-handed shot put in by Jake Taylor for Notre Dame. Look at that.
This guy is nasty. Angrick leans in at the goal line. Taylor just steps down. Clamps the defender's stick under his arm. Got away with a hold there. You watch him just put that left hand, takes control and custody of the stick and says, I don't need 2 hands. Now that I've neutralized your stick, I'm just going to use my right hand and a slam dunk. This should be a hold on the offensive player. For clamp hold comes under your armpit. You can lock your elbow down, and then you have that defender at your mercy. Yeah, it looks like he's covering you. And if you don't do it, obviously, the refs aren't going to call that holding violation. But if you can just pin it against yourself, you really know where that stick is, and it neutralizes the defender.
Pat Kavanaugh. It's so tough to stay with him. That's like you said, that's the first order of business there. McLean gets it back to Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh spending
3.5 gone by here.
Top of the box today in their sets. You know, that's what makes Pat so dangerous. He can beat you from X. We saw it off the pick. He's got wing dodges from both sides right there with the swim.
Oh, unbelievable. Back to Taylor. He scores it. You call the cue on the swim move, and then Taylor with 2 in a row on the assist from Kavanaugh.
Like a chess piece that's dangerous in all the different locations. Swim move, draws the double team, trust is made inside. Taylor and Kavanaugh. This is the symbiotic relationship. Swim, inside, one touch, keep it simple. A talented young player, one of their defensive midfielders. It's one area that Notre Dame is going to have to start playing more guys. I thought it caught up to them against Georgetown. They played Ramsey and Parlett until those guys couldn't breathe and run. They got Lacrosse, they got Danny Parker, they got Tyler Buckner.
Owen Hiltz fires it through here for Syracuse.
It feels as if Notre Dame's trying to pull away, but the Orange won't give it up yet. And this extra man goal goes a long way to keeping this game competitive. It's pushing innovation. It's pushing what athletes can do on the field at all positions.
And how about another goal for Notre Dame? Jordan Faison, who we were talking about. He's been entered here into the third quarter, and it didn't take him long. He puts one through, his 14th of the season.
Most of the work I've seen Jordan do has been in front of the goal. He takes this restart. Turbo off the pick. See you later. Severe angle shooting, left-handed. He's just continuing to build his resume, so to speak. The skill sets we're seeing on a weekly basis. Just year's game up in the Dome where Entenmann had the ball on his stick and then the ball went across the goal line. It's not a loose ball, so it was no goal, and the game spun in a completely different direction with Notre Dame scoring 9 straight goals. Entenmann's got some magic tricks on that goal line.
Yes, 6 saves, couldn't get that one though. And finally, Syracuse. Thompson puts it through. It's been forever, it feels like, since they've scored one here. It's back to a 5-goal game.
Notre Dame hasn't put this game away yet, and so you got to be careful. This was a great offensive possession. Muley draws the double team from the wing. Not sure you want to go there. Muley's dodging left-handed to no angle, and Notre Dame sends the double team wide.
The shot clock was expiring. They got one off the face-off that took 4 seconds. They had back-to-back goals, scored in 39 seconds. They've had some good runs here. Here's a save by Will Mark.
Really well tracked. Mark tracking that pass, and so he's ready, locked in, and seeing the ball as it hits Devin McClain's stick. You don't want to turn with the pass. You have to turn ahead of the pass. So that McClain catches it, boom, you're ready. And he was.
Well, it's his 13th save so far here. Can Syracuse capitalize? In front, they do. Score it. And that time, it's Spallina, who we were just talking about during the break. He only had 3 shots up to this point, and his 4th one is his first goal of the game.
Yeah, this is, again, Kevin Corrigan might have to call timeout here because his team is kind of in a little bit of a funk here. And this game's not far from over. Okay, that's a slow break in transition where Orange is, they've been really efficient this year in that category. Great look, Spallina with the layup.
For this, but Stevens shoots, it's not there. And it'll be Christian Muley to put it back in. Off the pick. Crossfield for Roa. Roa shoots, he scores. Luke Roa. Syracuse mounting the comeback. Their bench is fired up for good reason. It's a 3-goal game.
Effective skip pass. Boom, right there. I think it's Muley. Parlett's a bit caught on his heels, and so Roa's able to run at him. Catch, run at him, plant with the left foot, work to the middle of the field where your angle is much better. Again, left to right, boom. Sidearm shot back to the near post.
They'll have it back, Notre Dame, with 4 seconds to go. They're 0 for 4 shooting in this 4th quarter.
Now, the problem with the Junkyard Dogs is after these penalties.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Like, they
get the shot clock violation, to their credit. Now, the challenge with the Junkyard Dogs is after penalties, let's say Notre Dame controlled there, and then all of a sudden Notre Dame's feasting on some of these matchups. And this, can the Junkyard Dogs clear? So it's not as easy as just rolling them out there to play man-down defense. Okay, penalties end, and you've got to clear it once you put the ball on the carpet. And now, Notre Dame's going to have some favorable matchups. If you're Notre Dame, you want to isolate some of these guys who are on this Junkyard Dog team. These are second and third liners. This is something you hope to have gone over during the week.
Yeah, in terms of, preventing goals in those situations, they've only given up 2 man-down goals in the last 7 games, and then they gave up 1 here today. So they have been doing a great job, like you said, afterward. What happens there? What happens here is a goal scored by Eric Dobson for Notre Dame and puts him back up 4.
Big-time smoke from Dobson, left-handed with his feet set, staring the goalie down, but that's all about the ride. Everything in South Bend starts with effort. It starts with grit, it starts with hustle. They're going to chase you down. They earn the restart, they earn possession, and then it's Dobson, flamethrower, Irish up by 4.
Saw in 1 minute and 33 seconds. But then that big one from Dobson. What does the Orange have here? Opportunity to cut it right back to 3. Another save from Edson on the shot that time from Burntwhistle. Players going down all over the place. 14th save.
Let me tell you, City Lax has been raising money off of Kavanaugh ground balls. Every ground ball, the Kavanaugh's donating $10 to City Lax. City Lax needs to deal with Liam Entenmann for saves. Eamon McEnany, former Fighting Irish defender, spearheading City Lax, which is a great initiative. Using look strap up around his mouth. It's kind of awkward.
It's Pat Kavanaugh. Shot clock's at 15. Chris Kavanaugh, save mark. That is his 14th of the day.
Yeah, beautiful stop. The hand-eye coordination, the top strong hand. That right hand is your power hand as a goaltender. Will's big. He fills up the net. He's got a wide base. He likes to flop. That time he stayed honest and true. He saw it and makes the move.
Oh, it's Syracuse. They are not done. That goal scored by Jake Stevens. Right back to a 3-goal game here.
A lot of trust. A lot of trust in Stevens as a two-way guy. Look, Stevens says throw it down, and then he cuts the crease a little. Lacrosse is a visual game. He presents the target, and the ball is on the money.
Listen, Kell. Over to Pat Kavanaugh. 10 left.
Balance the field here late in the shot clock.
Kavanaugh in front, behind the back there in the shot. This is going to be Syracuse possession. But for Syracuse, down 3. Being marked by Ben Ramsey. Michael Leo's got it, gets a step, takes it in. Leo shoots, he scores. Just like that. Took him only 11 seconds after the timeout. And Michael Leo has made it a 2-goal game.
He loves his left hand. He just catches this up by the top of the box and runs straight downhill. Defender is trailing him a bit, and he gets his hands free, and there's no double team. Notre Dame very hesitant to slide to one of their poles. So the Orange run the weave up top, created an advantage.
Left. And Notre Dame with a huge crowd here today on this final Saturday in March. Charlotta Stadium, they witnessed a 14-12 win for the Fighting Irish over number 3 Syracuse. They improved to 6-1 on the campaign. Syracuse drops to 9-3 here. It's a final today from South Bend. Clint?
I think the Irish played in spurts today. That second and third quarter I liked. I didn't like the way they finished the game, and I think there's positives for the Orange. But Notre Dame remains number 1 in the country. The team